situation, your circumstances, or someone even close to you will try to convince you otherwise. Know that the love of God just permeates everything. It's not about how we feel. It's not about how our emotions respond to a situation. It's about the truth of Scripture. That God sent His Son to die on a cross, reach and end our lives. Lord Jesus, we dedicate our lives yet again to you. Yes, we love you. We love you. In response to the love that you first showed us. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Now, Sister Mika. That's a song she would like to share with us.
He's limitless. There's nothing that he can't do. And when I look at my own weakness and I look at what God can do, when I read what he's done and what he's going to do, it is taking me out of my present situation, because if we look at things, it's all perspective. And it's hard for us when we live in the world. When we live here and we have to deal with what we have to deal with every day, sometimes it's overwhelming. And as we were singing that song this morning, I was overwhelmed, thinking about all of us and how we got here today. When we go back and we think about what we've gone through, we think about relationships, we think about near-death experiences, we think about how we arrived into this world, we think about the days in the hospital, we think about the automobile crashes, we think about all the things that could have taken us out. And God took us right now to where we are today. Now that's something to rejoice in. Can you just give God a praise today? And give thanks? I want to talk today about being complete. And I thank you for that song, Mika. You didn't even know what I was going to talk about today. And when you sang, he's the beginning and the end. He's the beginning and he's the end. We're going to talk about being complete today. We're getting close to Christmas. Can you believe how many weeks we are away from Christmas? I was telling Karen this morning, I was saying, what is today? Today's the 9th. October the 9th. So you know, we're just a little over 2 months away, and we are already going to be celebrating. First, we've got Thanksgiving. And let's not forget Trunk or Treat. Let's not forget that. That's coming up on a Saturday, just a few weeks from now. And then right after that, we'll be celebrating, which we're going to do something next door that I thoroughly enjoyed it last year. The turkeys came at the last minute. All the turkey dinners came, already cooked with everything there. So all those that came after we were finished, we were all done out there. And a whole bunch more people came. And all the food just kept on multiplying, and we were able to give everybody that day something, because you've got to realize that some people, this is not an easy time of the year. This is a time of loneliness. This is a time when people don't have, not only do they not have food, but they don't have anybody to share it with. They don't have anybody to sit down and eat and fellowship and love them. So I want to encourage you to, if you know somebody, ask them to come out, invite them to come out as a guest, to come and eat with us over in the fellowship hall, because we're going to have turkey with all the fixings. That sounds like it's really early, but it's not that early. It's just not too far off. So then right after that is Christmas. And I want to tell you that God is so good that he's already given us, I got a phone call several weeks ago, and we already have a block of money that was already donated to us. It is sitting there waiting to buy gifts. And then beyond that block of money, we got another phone call, and the order has been put in for 370 gifts to be given to us at Christmas time for the kids, for the young men and women of this community, and we are going to just shower them this year. We are going to have so much fun being able just to give and give and give. And I just have to say this as an advertisement for God. Can you outgive God? No. Is there any way that you can give more to God than he can give to you? He's a good God, as we say all the time. So, how many of you guys have gotten a box with some kind of equipment, some kind of mechanical thing that had to be put together? And it had a whole bunch of pieces. Well, this isn't about talking about how guys don't read instructions. This is about how that those pieces all have to be used to put together whatever that was. It was manufactured to be complete in a certain way, and many of us have put something together, and then we look down on the coffee table at Christmas time, and there's washers, there's screws, and there's parts, but yet you got this whole thing put together, and you can't figure out how you put it together because there's still pieces that are laying there. I'll never forget that there was a guy, I was doing maintenance work years ago for a motorcycle shop. I used to do that. It's hard to believe. So I was with this guy. They just got a brand new motorcycle in that was something that was from Japan. It came to America, the fastest production motorcycle in America, and it had 3 cylinders, so the engine, I don't know if any of you guys ever rode motorcycles, but the engine, when you sat on it, it was this wide because it had 3 cylinders in a row, like this. Fastest quarter-mile production bike in the world at the time. This guy had to take it apart. He was a mechanic in the shop that had Kawasaki's there. He put the whole thing together and he told me, he said, "Mike, you see that jar right there? There's a bunch of parts in it, but yet it's all together and it runs, but I don't know what's missing out of it. But all these parts are left over." So when you look right now at society, because now today we're going to talk about being complete. We're going to talk about incompleteness, not being complete, and being complete. This is what we're going to talk about today. And I believe, as it's ministered to me, it's going to minister to you tremendously. If it is incomplete, it won't function the way it was designed to function. Is anybody with me yet where we're going today, that the human beings, people were designed to function a certain way from the beginning, and we have gotten to a point where we are labeled as being a dysfunctional society. And if you don't agree with me, turn on CNN tonight. I shouldn't say this, but 6 o'clock, turn on the debate tonight between the Republicans and the Democrats. I didn't hear anything about that. No, just, you guys aren't going to watch the debate tonight? Oh, you guys got so serious on me. This is presidential election. You guys better be reading the platform of each one of these candidates. Don't be so worried about the candidates, but be thinking about our country. You can see that when you look at society today, that there's this dysfunction that it lives with us every day. Now, how many remember high school? Did you ever have anything called social studies? Some of you guys, you in social studies classes. And when we looked at the past generations, we would study this so we can learn from the mistakes made by our parents. How many of you ever said, "I love my mom and dad, and I love a lot of things that they did when they raised me and how they raised me and how they disciplined me, but there's some things that I'm going to change when I raise my kids." It doesn't mean that my parents failed miserably. It just means that we learn from the past generation. And we learn that we have to take those things that we see that were wrong, that were not correct, and we want to apply them to the next generation so that the next generation may strive to have a greater, when you think about life, abundant, it would be a greater quality of life. All of us want that. This class that we took, it promoted civic confidence. I'm going to take you back in time a little bit. Remember that? It was having the attitude and willingness to trust other people in the context of life. How much trust is there today in America? Do you trust all of your friends? I didn't get one hand in the house. Do you trust the government? I'm not being political here today, but